Alright everybody, Revolver84 here, and today I'm going to do a race at the Nurburgring GP ring. So this was last week's daily race B. So there's me riding the R8 LMS from Audi in my now well-renowned, crappy if I'm honest, Simpsons themed livery. So you've got like your Duff Beer and your Krusty the Clown and stuff, and Krusty Burger and things, and pictures of Police Chief Wiggin. And I qualified alright. I qualified in second. There was a guy called Blue Dragon in front and Fenrir behind us. Now I streamed this track a couple of times for the week, and I got a few wins, to be fair, on Twitch, but I wanted to post this one to YouTube just because this is one of the best overtakes I'm ever likely to sort of do, and I just wanted to highlight it. So here we go down into turn one. Blue Dragon makes an absolute meal of it, spins out a little bit. I take first place, and Fenrir is there, and then Fenrir and myself are battling for first and second, so it's switching backwards and forwards. So I have the racing line at this point. Fenrir knows that and he backs off. Good racing that, he fake shows good racecraft. And who was qualifying, the first Blue Dragon is well gone now. The Beetles disappeared, and it's turned into a 3-horse race between myself, Fenrir and Pulsey. So I am leading the pack, and I'm getting into a bit of a rhythm, starting to pull away, which is pretty good at this point. Fenrir is there. He's got a bit of a battle of himself. He's holding off the Irishman, but I am currently sitting fine, and I'm happy to go down to the next turn. This turn here, the trick is to get down to second, the right point, which is about there. Your back end spins a little bit out, and then you pull away as fast as you can up this bank, and you floor it up this bank, and you get to the chicane. And now through the chicane, you want to be in fourth gear, and you want to floor it through fourth gear. You don't lift off because you'll lose time. You continue down here towards the left-hander, and you wait until about there. Reduce yourself down to second gear, tap the outside curb, go around in there in third gear, and this point here I'm starting to really dial into the track, and I'm getting the rhythm for it. And myself and Fenrir have really pulled away from the rest of the crowd, so it is turning into a 2-horse sort of race. Fenrir, the Belgian, is staying with us, and Zork is overtaking for third place, but he is well back, and it's now turning into a bit of a 2-horse race. So the chicane of death, and then coming in for the last turn. So Fenrir is right on my tail here. He's not giving up, and he's raced really well. He's using my slipstream. Now I touch the outside, and I've got to go defensive here, so I go into the middle of the road, and he is not stupid. He follows me as well. So normally the line would be to stay at the left, which is where I'm swinging to now, and Fenrir is with us the whole way. Now from his position there, you think, is he going to do a bomb? And he is. He's going to try a torpedo. A little rubbing there, but nothing too serious. Rubbin's racing, and Fenrir gets in front. So I'm now behind him. To be fair, that was a pretty good manoeuvre by him, and it was well timed as well, so no complaints at all. That was just good racing. And now I'm right behind him. You're going around there, you drop down to first position, first gear, get around there, clip the curb, watch out for the bloke on the in the side there. If you're passing him, you're doing it right. And I am right on Fenrir's tail here. Not much in that position, if you can sort of say. You're talking like 0.02 of a second, 0.1 of a second here. Going down here, you want to swap down to first, getting around that corner there, and have a fast, clean exit. You want to touch the outside curb, and then you want a fast, clean exit. So coming down at this one, no penalties, so we'll go through the penalty box together, absolutely fine. And this is an amazing dive by myself. Like I'm absolutely amazed I pulled that off. Considering how fast that is like 140 mile an hour, down a bend. And here's the replay of it on board. You can see how close I am there. I'm just skim past Fenrir there, clipping out the inside curb, potential for spin out, and get round there. That taunt overtake, for want of another word, was absolutely fantastic, if I don't mind saying so myself. And Fenrir is still not put off, by the way. He's right on my tail, and that overtake was an absolute highlight of the whole night, if I'm honest. Even at the time, I just sat back, I was like, can't believe I pulled that off. Because realistically, you shouldn't be trying to overtake on a bend at them sort of speeds. The only reason I even attempted it is because Fenrir seemed like a really good driver, and he wasn't going to try and cut us off. He knew where I was. You could see he was very conscious of his drivers around him, so I felt confident to give it a go. It's the advantages of racing when you're in SR rank of S. Through the chicanes there, out into the outside, looking for the you go up to fourth, and then you come round. Then you've got to go down to second, touch the inside curb, go around the pit entry, and you come out onto the final straight. Fenrir there. Now I'm starting to pull away from him a little bit. He still has the advantage of slipstream, but unlike lap 2, he's not close enough to make any sort of move anytime soon. I'm going to go defensive, I can steer left. I'm looking for the 140, well, about 150 mark gauge where the 140 is, to hit the brakes. You go down from 5th all the way down gently, progressively, to 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. You don't slam your way through all the gears, you slow down steadily, getting round there. And that looks nice and tidy as well, to be fair. Fenrir is still there, he is not giving up, and I'm conscious of him in my rear view mirror, and I'm watching him all the way. He's clearly a competent driver. He might have raced the track a few times before this race, because he obviously knows the track quite well. And again, we're starting to pull away a little bit from the rest of them, but I'm pulling away from Fenrir, so it's still a race. It's still a race between the two of us, because all it takes is just the slightest little tap, the slightest little nudge from a curb, and this race is completely over. I'm coming through the penalties, and now there's no penalties here, and throughout the entire week I've pretty much got no penalties that would justify it, really. I did get penalties, but usually off like other people bumping me and stuff, which is obviously always infuriating. But now that the penalty system's back in, I'm a massive fan that the penalty system used to be there, because it was getting out of hand when the penalty system wasn't there. There were people, even in S rank, acting absolutely psychotic. Like, I'm not talking about little clips and stuff. I mean, deliberately going out of the way to wreck people's races, which is not what you want to see. So, although I criticise it like everyone else does, I'd rather have it than not have it. And at the end of the day, short of some people sitting physically watching your race, what can you expect from automation? So no complaints from me. Now, at this point in the race, I've sort of really pulled away. I've really dialed into the track. Evolution's been quite good, and I'm pulling away from Fenrir, no problems at all. Now, at this point here, I do go a little bit, maybe it's too tight on the inside curb, and I had a fraction of a worry about a penalty there, but I didn't get one. Still managed to get around fine, and as you can see there, Fenrir is well away. So all I've got to do at this point is just see out the race. I'm thinking to myself, short of me making a disastrous turn 1 or chicane, I should be alright, because I'm quite comfortable around the rest of it. So I go down from 5th to 4th, 3, 2, 1 by your hit, and you hit the apex, come out nice and clean, completely avoiding the cone on the track there, and getting around there in 2nd, going to the outside of the road there on the right hand side. You're going down through here, you want to drop down to 1st, hit the inside apex, you want to come out the outside apex, watch out for the bloke in the green, go through the inside apex there, going over the red rumble strip, and then coming down through here. Again, comfortable. This is just a case of seeing out the race, and I'm starting to get a bit comfortable, if I'm honest, and you really shouldn't switch off. You really shouldn't switch off, because it just takes a small little thing which can really throw you. So going through the penalty box there, again, looks nice and tidy. Coming down from left to right, go through the apex, down all the way through to 2nd, and then you look up the hill, and you floor it when you hit the straight. TCS completely off, of course, so what you want to be doing there is you want to be accelerating, but at a steady pace. If you slam it on, even for a fraction of a second, where the wheels are anything but straight, you fly off. But it really does pay off if you can drive with a TCS of 0. And I'm completely pulled away from Fenrir here, so I am starting to switch off a little bit. Coming around here in 3rd, and I'm thinking I've won the race, which is never a good thing. I'm thinking, oh, this is mine for the taking. Coming round, and it's just a case, like I say, of seeing out the race, you would hope, and I completely lose concentration, and I go off, and I lose a spin, your back goes off, and I'm back onto the grass again there, and cutting grass, and it just goes to show you, when you get complacent, you think you've won the race, that's when you're most likely to lose it, because you just switch off, like what happened there. As it happens, I managed to recover. I took my foot completely off the accelerator there, and when I put it back on, that's when I went into the green, so I took it completely off again when I tried to recover, and I managed to keep a hold of it. But as you can see, that small little mistake there meant Fenrir was back on my tail, and who knows, if that was a 5th lap, he might have gotten a run down on me for the turn 1 for another torpedo. So interesting race. It had an exciting overtake, an excellent sort of and dramatic ending to it as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the Switch as well, Revolver_84. All the best. Ta-da.